it's still not full. How you guys doing today? The axolotl is actually out. A lot of algae in there right now. Saw some food in there. Had to pick it out of the container. But I'll throw it over there on the side. You'll see it sink. And pretty quickly it'll go over and eat these. I really do need to clean the glass. There's not a lot of water flow in here right now, so he should be able to just pinpoint where the food is. I don't know how many times Christy's fed him today, or her, but I certainly haven't. I just woke up a little bit ago. Tomorrow, this time, I'll be at work. Now, you might ask, why did I purchase an axolotl? Well, I love the salamanders, and I prefer not to go buy them. I do really want to try to breed eastern salamanders, because you don't see a whole lot of salamanders in the pet trade. You do, but they're far and few. They get them, and then they're not available, whatever. Eastern salamanders, I think, are doable in finding. And so one day, I think we will locate a few and try to do exactly what I'm doing with the barking tree frogs. See if I can zoom without getting it focused on algae. Now they're gonna be so pissed at me about all this filth on the tank. It's not really filth, it's a beneficial bacteria. And I put it in there and just let it go. Just let everything do its thing. The moss came from the same guy that I got the tank from. So that was kind of like a freebie in the purchase. I mean, most of the wood, that wood I had made that for Ziggy, the Verona stellatus that I have. And it was just way too smooth for him to climb. I didn't really think about that, I don't know why, but works perfect for this tank. And actually I've got the moss growing on it now, and where it's flattened here, you can see I've been pouring water on that to help keep it alive and not lose it completely. You can see how it dries out. A lot of reflection on it. You can see just how big it is, hand size. Bam. That's not even an understatement. I'm like right here next to it, like showing you. That's a 150. You can see how big he is in comparison. We've only had him since October. And he was so skinny, so skinny. Let's see if right here I can leave you that photo. So the peacock eel died in this tank at about 45 degrees. I know I saw 48, but I don't think it died that night. The fish, I've only seen one left. I thought all three were still in here, but tonight I looked before starting to record this for y'all, and I could only find one. That means the axolotl has probably eaten the other two Creek Chub, which kind of sucks, but I mean, it's a minnow, so it's whatever. You know, I just can't get them here in Florida. The plecos in here, I don't know where they are. They were alive the other day. Actually, I do know where they are. They're all the way in the back. Here, let's see if I can show you guys these. They're all the way back here. It's probably too much glare, but they're down there. One, oh, actually all three are. The other one is right down there in the middle. So, all three are back there right now. It's the axolotl's tank. I mean, it is now. The plecos will come out when they get too big. I'll put them in the front pond. Two in the front pond. And these three are really at risk this year. It's first winter in North Florida. These are not existent in our waters up here because temperatures? Yeah, let's go with temperatures as the excuse. Because that's in line with our conversation. I'm just playing, but pretty much that's what it is. Otherwise, the plecos would be in North Florida. The peacock eel would be in North Florida. We would have cichlids up here in North Florida. I mean, I lost cichlids a couple years ago. I watched them go belly up at 20, I went to say 28, but I think it was 23 degrees. Which that was pretty crappy. I saved like one fish. I actually may have put that on video on one of my YouTubes years ago, but I don't think I did. We have seen them eat rocks. You see I have a rock substrate. It was like that but when I put him in there. Then I learned for research that rocks are not the proper substrate. Well, we've watched him eat rocks and spit them out. He'll chomp on them for a second, they come right back out. We didn't fuck with it. We just left it. I mean, well, I knew this was a risk to get this guy in the beginning. I didn't I didn't have the knowledge of the rocks being a bad thing. but I did know the heat in our summer could be, and that's really where this sits. If this one does well in the summer, we might add another one to the mix, and eventually they'll give us babies, and the babies, we'll just throw them out to people for cheap. We don't have to get top dollar for these. It's a very inexpensive. When you're already feeding fish, crickets, all this fish food, and you have these things, it's not that expensive. But it does eat a lot. And when you have more numbers, it's a lot more cleaning. It's a lot more everything, feeding. So it becomes more of a task. One hasn't been much of a task. Water is a little bit yellow right now, but it's kind of always that way. See where the water level was like a couple weeks ago. Yeah, that's a big difference. I've just been filling 3 to 6 gallons a day, trying not to hurt the axolotl. Normally I just do a full water change and everybody would just fend for themselves. But with the axolotl, I've been a lot more cautious. All right, so I gave you guys 10 minutes of this. I got another minute clip I could throw in here. Algae on the tank's pretty bad. Alright, so you got to see what he was doing a month ago. I was gonna share that with y'all. I guess I saved it. We talked about the frogs over the weekend. I don't have a whole lot of facts on the axolotl. I know they eat a protein diet more than anything. That's why we use the brine shrimp pellets. They sink really well. We've got some other black worms of some sort, or they're pellets. They sink, but those are super small, like smaller than the gravel in there. So I don't really prefer those. The fish would eat them more than anything. Yeah. Hope you guys have had a good week. Hope to get out this weekend, do something. It's been cold, so I don't know how much I'll be doing. Catching up on sleep from work. If you guys want, you can post the facts in the bottom, in the comments. Things I didn't talk about, things that I might not know. I mean, little by little, I do look it up. Probably do more once we get the second one. And the second one will probably be an albino of some sort, so we'll have a combination between spots and whatever. It's definitely a curious little critter. For the first month or so, it didn't move much. but with all the plants and all the cover, it's kind of gotten used to things. Really, really fun to watch. It's not one you interact with, but it's fun to watch. I mean, hell, I'd love to hold the thing, but it's not that tight. If you want to hold a salamander, get yourself an eastern salamander, in my opinion. That doesn't mean, there's a lot of people that don't believe you should hold these critters. Alright, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening. And I'll get this thing cleaned up. In the next video, you'll actually be able to see the axolotl clearly. Like, subscribe, and see y'all later.